Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna film this a little bit differently today, because I'm doing like a specialty type of look. So I've cleaned my face with alcohol. Yes, alcohol. I'm gonna spray it with some witch hazel. Let it dry. And then I'm gonna use some sugar oil and put that underneath my face and my eyes. So I'm gonna start off with my eyes because I'm doing like a specialty look. It's been a while since I did a specialty look, so yeah. Good luck to me. I'm trying not to make this too long. So I'm gonna use this because this primer actually sticks really, really well. So because I'm doing the eyes first, I'm gonna start with the eyes, like I said, and then I'm gonna just put one dab. For this thing, a little goes a long way. And I'm just gonna rub it on my hands because I want this stuff to really stay on my eyes. Hi, I'm Shanice. Shanice, the reality TV star. I guess you can consider us D-list. I don't know. But if that's what you Google me, that's what it says. I'm 37. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. And I'm a cosmetologist. I used to do my makeup back in the old days, but it's been a while since I've done my makeup. Like a good while since the last time I've done my makeup. So I'm going to take the concealer to help with my base. We're going to go in and I'm 27. What? I'm 37. I'm 37 years old. I'm a homeowner. I live in the city. My favorite color is pink. I love the color pink. I love Hello Kitty. I've always loved Hello Kitty. I have a tattoo on my neck that says Miss Kitty. And ideally, that's not what was supposed to be there. It was supposed to say my date of birth. And when I went into pins and needles, I'll never forget, I asked the guy and told him what I want to do. He's like, are you gonna really want people to know your age forever? I'm proud of my age, honestly. And I was like, you know what? No. At that time, I'm like 19 or something like that. I'm not thinking. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm not gonna want that. However, I'm like, my second choice was Miss Kitty, a random Miss Kitty tattoo on the back of my neck. Yeah, that was for the books. So yeah, I got that. Regretted it because when random guys would come up and be like, Miss Kitty, it would be so like creepy. I'd be creeped out. But again, at that time I wasn't thinking about it. And I got that silly tattoo. I graduated high school with my cosmetology license. I went to a vocational school. That was in 2006. But I've always like been into hair and fashion. My mom is a cosmetologist still to this day. And I had like godparents and family members who were in the industry too. So it just gravitated towards me. I remember back then in high school, you can only have 12 girls in the shop. I mean, in each class in the cosmetology shop. So I was like, what's the chances I'll get picked, you know? So my second choice, actually, because the first choice was cosmetologist, but second choice, you know, because you think you're not going to get picked, was automotive. I loved changing cars and fixing things and stuff like that. So if I didn't get that, I would have been in automotive. But I got picked for cosmetology, so it worked out for me. And that's how I graduated with my cosmetology license in 2006. Um, and then I took a year off of high school and went to college for fashion design. But I didn't finish because I was too busy working, and at that time I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD. I didn't know. And I felt like, working was important. I needed to live. I was living on my own because I thought I was grown and stuff like that. So I was living on my own, and I should have been living at home with my mama still and saving my money. That's what I should have been doing. So eventually I did merchandising first, and then I really wanted to do fashion design, but the programs to get into colleges was so hard for fashion design. So I said, you know what? I'll do merchandise. And then after a while, I was like, no, I really want to do the fashion design. I applied for the certificate program at Mass Art College, and I got in. And they said, it's a lot easier to get into the degree program if you're already in the school and stuff like that. So I did. I went in, got the certificate program, did the classes. I was really good at the classes, but life just got in the way. I felt like working and hanging out with my friends was more important. So I didn't finish college like I should have. It's just life got in the way, and I didn't finish. And I did cosmetology, and I always kept a 9-to-5 job. Did cosmetology, 9-to-5 job, kept insurance, kept that weekly check. I always like to have a steady check. And at 25, I was working in the office, and I wanted to grow with the company. I was started as customer service. I got a promotion. Everything seemed to be promising. And then before you know it, I was hit with I wanted to be black. I'm doing a dark. Before you know, I was hit with, oh, well, you got this new position, this promotion, but we're gonna go back and put you into customer service, stuff like that. And it was not for me. I did my time in customer service. I hated it. I was only doing it because I was trying to get my foot in the door. So I'm being messy because I didn't do my bottom makeup, so that's great. I could be messy. When everybody's home, this is what happens. Yes, Laura?
I was gonna get something.
This is why I do voiceovers, because I could just film, record, and then do voiceovers, but I know it's much more personal when I get to talk through it and answer questions. So I started with the light brown, going with a darker brown, and then I'm gonna go in with a black. I just don't want to put that harsh black on me just yet. Back to what I was saying. I ended up dropping out because I was like, you know what? Why am I paying all this? I'm gonna be in debt with student loans, and I'm not even focusing on class like I need to be. So I dropped out. And that was the end of college for me. And then, oh no, that's not the end. I forgot I got accepted to the Art Institute in Miami. And this back then, oh, wait, I'm all over the place because I talked about how I was diagnosed with ADHD. Before that happened, I don't know where I'm at because I got so sidetracked. But I So I'm concentrating on making sure this black. Kiki, go to your bed, please. College. I don't know, but college, I've almost forgot that I got accepted to the Art Institute of Miami for college. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot that. But yes, I was accepted to that. And that's when online started picking up. And this is actually before I was diagnosed with things. So yeah, now I know. This is when online classes started. And for me, online classes was hard because I wasn't used to like physically not being able to go in somewhere and then trying to do a virtual classroom. It was just a lot. And I was only doing that just for the winter semester until I could get myself moved down there or whatever. So it's supposed to be temporary, but I just could not get myself to like focus on it because I was taking regular classes and it seemed like those regular classes was like long and never ending. And yeah, I just couldn't focus on school. And then, you know, I'm working corporate job or whatever, but as this is now I think I'm getting closer to me being diagnosed with ADHD. So I'm in the corporate job and I'm excelling with the company. I'm doing good. I got my promotion less than a year. I think I'm doing great. And boom, they hit me with the, oh, you got to go back into customer service. Around this time, it's like the recession time. So all the companies, which I still feel like they're still doing that now, all the companies are penny pension and downsizing and stuff like that. But so now they're saying like, okay, you now have to be part of the retention department to retain accounts and stuff like that and go into customer service when it's busy and stuff. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I did not sign up for this. That job's stressful in itself. I already did my bid there. That's why I've been trying to get a promotion and stuff like that. And now y'all sending me backwards. So I had a hard time struggling with that. And I was having panic attacks and the overload, because what I was doing was we had individual like customers that come in and people that had like social security and jobs and stuff. We were helping them, those were our clients, and we were helping them set up their direct deposits into each account and being like that personal banker. So for me it was like, okay, I had my list of things that I would do, the people that I was working on and stuff like that, and then that's how I work throughout the day. So whenever a retention call come in and stuff like that, it just sidetracked me and I'm missing my appointment slots to call my customers back that I said that I would call them to get the information that was needed. It was a lot. And I was just like, yeah, no, this is crazy. So I ended up having a whole panic attack and leaving. And then the doctors, took me out of work and they're like, you should try therapy. So when I went to therapy, she's like, maybe I want you to see a psychologist and take the test or whatever. And I took it. I went and I took it. And that's when they told me I had ADHD. They tried to give me medicine. I took medicine one time and I did not like the way it made me feel. And I said, you know what? I'm going to figure this shit out. I'm going to work. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do the things I love, because I never forget the psychologist was telling me like his son was in the service. I can't remember. I think he was in the Marines maybe. And he was like, yeah, he'd be fine with no medication when he's doing the things he loves, but when he tries to concentrate, that's when he would need the medication. I remember that. So I'm like, working out, exercising, and just doing and trying to enjoy work. And I did actually take time off from work and I just did the salon stuff. So I'm going to add these to it really quick. I'm going to add these to it. I did the salon stuff and I was fine. When I started to realize it was getting worse is after I got married and having a baby, because now my space is disturbed. Now, I have to figure things out with my husband. We're living situation, things changed for me, and now I'm a mom and dealing with whatever, and I realized it made it a lot more harder for me to focus and do the things that I'm doing. It has a sticky on it, but I am going to put a little bit of eye glue on this just to give it that extra stick. And I'm going to start off in the corner up here. I don't know. I'm just going to randomly put it so they have big to small. So I'm going to probably do like 3 big ones in a place. And see, like this looks like the sticky thing came off. So that's when it got difficulty, because now I have to balance and juggle all of this and, you know, not avoid things, and I'm not able to work out as much as, you know, as I like. I have OCD too, and it was a lot, but needless to say, I got it together. I figured it out. I got it together. Just having supportive people around me to help me out, and then being able to voice those things. I did therapy in between. That's one thing I do believe in. I believe in therapy. But voicing when there's things that I need, voicing that. And speaking up and standing up and advocating for myself, because if I can't advocate for me, who's going to advocate for me, you know? So that's one thing that I learned in therapy sessions, helped with that. So that's just a little bit of me. I'm going to finish focusing on doing these eyes, because if I sit here and talk, I'm never going to finish, and I'm running on limited time before daylight goes down. So I'm going to go, and I'll speed this up. And I need to listen to some music, because that's another thing that helps. Music helps me focus and keeps my creative juices. So if I have it turned down and I'm just talking to y'all, it might be bad for business.